Hello everybody, so I'm going to show you how I do my makeup. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I like to moisturize my face with this All the Feels facial oil by e.l.f. It is their cannabis sativa oil. Gonna go ahead and put some drops on my face, let it run down. Yep, oily. All right, then we're gonna rub it in with our fingers. Don't be as rough as me. That's just how I do it. Honestly. And then I make sure that I tuck in my nose ring because those gems seem to get in the way when I do my makeup. Now that we're all good, we're going to take a beauty sponge. Actually, I have two separate ones of these. Oh my gosh. I'm spraying it down with water. This is the one they use for my face products, like cream and liquid. And then I go ahead and push it all down. Looks good. And then I take the Puff Puff Primer by e.l.f. This is in their like cannabis line. Really nice for the skin. All you really need is one pump. That's it, period. All right. And then we're going to go ahead and apply it to the face. So I just rub it between my hands. Again, please, for the love of God, don't be as rough as I do with my skin. All right. So now that we're done, we're going to go ahead and push it into the skin like so. Then I take this palette that's really disgusting and dirty. Don't worry about it. And then I take this foundation, which, fun fact, my boyfriend picked up on New Year's Eve because we had a Zoom party in my room, and it's way darker. Way darker than it should be. I'm really sorry. Please don't try and get me canceled. It's all that I have. I'm trying to save money. We're in a pandemic, y'all. I go ahead and pour some of this out. Way too much. Oh my god. All right, anyway. We go ahead, Jesus, and apply this to the face like so. Do the little dots. Once that's all on there, I move my camera, realize I moved it. Oops. Wow, I look great. Really hoping I don't get canceled. I'm gonna go ahead and put this all over my face. Realize how orange I look. Sorry, I'm not Kim Kardashian. Then I'm gonna go ahead and correct it. Well, not correct, contour actually, with this Tan Walnut e.l.f. Camo concealer, making sure that y'all can see it. You can't, but it's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and apply that to my cheekbones. I do 3 little dots on my cheekbones, like so, like that. And then realizing how orange I look, oh my god. And I put the dots around my forehead, my nose as well. And then I'm going to take this Real Techniques flat brush, and then I'm going to go ahead and blend it. I actually just make sure the product is evenly distributed with this, and then you're going to see me in a second go back in with my sponge. This is the damp sponge that I used before, and then actually pushing it upwards so it creates more of a cheekbone instead of bringing it down. And you're just going to see me do that all throughout my face. Make sure it's blended. Then I take the Fair Warm Camo Concealer. These are the hydrating version, by the way, not the matte. Realize that I didn't get my nose, so I'm gonna cover that up. These are the problems of having a nose ring, y'all, but it looks cute, so I don't really care. Once that's all done, I'm gonna go ahead and apply this actually on my palette as well. Oh no, it's for my eyebrows, I'm sorry. I apply it under my eyes. You'll see that step later. Apply it under my eyes like this. And I apply it on my forehead, down my nose, and a little soul patch on my chin. Yes, perfect. And then I'm going to take the same sponge. I use like the tapered end, like the pointed end, and then I blend out underneath of my eyes like that. Wow, look how much more gentle I'm being. Anyway, how's y'all's day going? Hope it's going good. This took me so long, and I'm really proud of myself. I'm really proud that it actually turned up nice and well, and the lighting turned out well too, so I'm proud of that. Anyways, as I keep talking to myself, I'm gonna go ahead and just keep blending. I try and do like stippling motions like that just to make sure that it turns out nice and even, and that's it. All right, so now we are moving on to baking. I'm using the Coty Airspun powder. I'm taking a Morphe shadow brush and then just drawing these little triangles under my eyes with the powder. They say not to do that, but I do it anyway because it works for me. And then I take the dry sponge. This is a separate sponge from the other one, obviously. And then I draw this line, this bake line underneath. What this does is it provides like a nice carved cheekbone type of effect. Just makes my cheeks look not as chubby as they normally are. And then I'm going to take the Maybelline City Bronzer. I'm so sorry I forgot the tone in this and the e.l.f. bronzing brush, it's like wore off on the back. I'm pretty sure that that tone's just like the lighter of the browns. And then I tap off to make sure that I am not super brown. And then go along my forehead, just basically all of the areas that I had contoured before, making sure that, you know, they're nice and snatched. And now I am just going to take this Real Techniques brush, and it's dirty, don't mind that, and it is the 2021, I believe. And then I'm gonna go ahead and massage all of this bake off of my cheeks, and I'm gonna do it off of my face, underneath the eyes and the forehead. I'm gonna take the ColourPop Flexitarian highlighter, tap off the excess, and right down towards the apples of your cheeks is where I place my highlighter up. When I used to work at my local Ulta, drag queen once told me to do this, and it changed my life forever. The glow is immaculate. Yes, girl, work. And now I'm gonna take my fingers and I'm going to do my cute little button nose and on the bridge of my nose, and I'm going to take the Morphe Luminous Continuous Setting Spray, shake it up, shake that butt, all right, and then we're going to go ahead and spray it all over our face. I do way too much of this, way too much. Mind you, I'm not wearing this look every single day. This one I'm going to film videos or have Zoom calls or meetings just to make my skin look nice. Underneath my mask, I'm not wearing any makeup. All right, now let's move on to the eyebrows. Alright, so for the eyebrows, I'm using the Morphe Cream and Latte, and then the angled brush that's really dirty, as I just showed by expression. And then I'm going to wipe off the excess inside of the cap and then start drawing on the brow. So I just do nice little thin strokes, like microblading type of strokes. I used to do the box brow, like real heavy, and it looked really bad. So this is what we've evolved to. And this is what works for me the best. So I'm just filling in my eyebrows from the outer tail to the middle to the front. So the front, I just do really, really light strokes. Like I try my hardest not to press down a lot because then it looks really blocky and that's not really the look I go for. And then I take the spoolie brush that's also really dirty and then I brush it upwards and then out, just to make sure that everything is blended and looks cohesive and nice. And I do that quite a few times just to make sure there's no super harsh lines. Just measuring it out to make sure it looks good. There's the before and after, and we're going to do the same to the other eyebrow. Alright, so now for moving under the eyebrows, I'm going to take the same concealer that I put under my eyes, and I'm going to put a little puddle of it on the little palette, and then I'm going to take a thinner square brush and I'm going to underline my eyebrows. So this is going to help start the base for my eyeshadow, and it's going to make my eyebrows look a whole lot cleaner. I do like the fluffy look, but not like super fluffy, like if that makes any sense. I like to make sure that my under the eyebrow is like really crisp and clean. So I'm just going to underline both of my eyebrows and then spread it out along all over my eye, just to make sure that we have a nice sticky base. Then I'm going to take the same sponge that I used for my whole face, the damp one, and then make sure that it is all evenly blended out. I'm just pressing. Do not like press and rub really hard because it kind of disturbs everything. Then I'm taking just a clean eyeshadow brush, making sure it's free of dust, and I'm going to blend underneath just to make sure it's nice and harsh, or not harsh. Here is Moco de Gorilla. If you're a Latino, you know that your mom used to slick your baby hairs back with this, but I also use it for my eyebrows. So I'm going to take a lash brush, the eyebrow brush rather, and I'm going to take some. It looks gross and nasty like snot. That's what Moco de Gorilla means. And I'm going to spread it along the brush and then my eyebrows, and I'm going to very slowly put this in because it can look super thick and it can look really like just gel, like it can just look bad when it's gelled down. So I make sure to not put a lot. I start at the middle and then outwards, and then right at the front of my eyebrows I'm going to run that along there. Do an eyebrow check, make sure it looks good. I like it. Now I'm going to take the Moco de Gorilla on the other eyebrow, and then I'm going to take the spoolie from earlier that I applied the eyebrow cream with, and just make sure it's evenly spread out so it doesn't look chunky on any area. Now to the eyes. Alright, so the shade I'm putting all over my eyes right now is Lush from the ColourPop Flutterby palette, I believe. Yeah, Flutterby. And then in the crease, I'm going to be putting Cha-Cha Changes. And I'm just doing that with the same eyeshadow brush I did. Now I'm taking a bigger, fluffier brush that's clean, doesn't have anything on it. And I'm just going to make sure to blend out any harsh lines. So in a windshield wiper motion, just like I applied the crease color before. All over my eyes. Make sure it looks good. Then I'm going to take the shade Gotta Fly and I'm going to put it in the outer V. So I'm just pressing down really, really, really lightly because it's really pigmented and really dark. In a V motion, just kind of press and wiggle really, really lightly again because this one's pretty dark. And then for the lid color, I'm going to be using the shade Just Imagine. And I'm actually using my finger for this because it's pretty pigmented and I want it to show up pretty bright. So just in like the lid, press and rub, pretty self-explanatory. And then in a second, you're going to see me take the bigger, fluffier brush that had nothing on it. And I'm just going to make sure that this is blended. So kind of marrying the colors together, you know, so they separate, but they're still one thing, you know. Like, they have their own lives, they have their own jobs, but, you know, you can still see their individuality. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, I'm making sure that, again, everything's blended. It's just, this part is a whole lot of back and forth, like making sure that your crease color isn't lost in your lid color. All right, so now we're moving on to eyeliner. So this is my favorite eyeliner to do a winged eyeliner with. It is the Morphe Felt Tip Eyeliner in ink. This is so good. It's amazing. It's better than any other eyeliner I've ever tried, in my opinion. So I'm going to go ahead and draw this line first. So the reason why I did the eyeshadow the way that I did is because it kind of creates a line, like a literal guideline for me to go ahead and lay down the liner. So I draw that first and then I connect it down. Always make sure you're connecting downwards if you're trying to do like the Amy Winehouse, kind of like winged liner. And bring it down towards the inner corner. This creates, it's obviously not perfect, like the outer part is a little bit curved, but I just fixed that off camera. Make sure you do your outline first before filling in everything, because if you don't do that, it can kind of get tricky and you can't really tell where you went. So I always do my outline on both of my eyes first and then I start to fill them in. So I'm using the felt tip shape to my advantage and just pressing and going down, pressing and going down. And then just fixing up the edges like that. So I'm pretty satisfied. And then I did the outline and then filled them in on the other eye. And now I dropped everything like I normally do. And now I'm taking actually the foundation that I had because the edges were a little bit effed up. So I'm just making sure that it's nice and even. I'm sorry you can't really see this part, but that's what I'm doing. Making sure that that is nice and crisp. And then I'm taking the damp beauty sponge and making sure that that is blended in, because I realize if I take my finger, it kind of drags everything around and it doesn't look good. So even though I said not to do that and I'm doing it anyway, just, you know what, this is how I do my makeup, shut up. And then I curl my eyelashes with this god-awful Forever 21 eyelash curler that I've had for 10 years. But we're in a pandemic and I don't want to spend unnecessary money. So there you go. And then I take the Morphe mascara. I think this is the Big and Fat. It's like their take on the Better Than Sex mascara, but I really like it. I don't really like fiber brushes, but I don't know. This one, it hit different when I put it on my eyes for the first time. I really liked it. This is just the base for my eyelashes because I am wearing eyelashes today. So I'm just going to go ahead and push down from the root to the tip. You know, how you normally put on mascara. And then it is lash time. So I'm taking the Ardell Rummy lashes. I believe they're the 782. You can go ahead and pause and read it if you need to see. And then I'm going to take some tweezers and take them out of the tray like that. Be really, really careful. I've ripped so many of these. So yeah, just be careful when taking them out of the tray. I go ahead and find the middle of the eyelash and I clamp it down with the tweezers. I take the Duo Lash Glue. This one is my favorite because, as you'll see, it has this little flat plastic applicator like that. And then I run it over the lash band. So I'll show you in a second. So if I can get in frame, damn. So I start to run it. They say not to do too thick or too thin of like an amount of lash glue. I agree with that. Like, don't like goop it on there to the point where it's never going to dry. But don't put too thin of lash glue to where it's just not going to stay on. So just make sure it's even. I can't really describe this part. You know, you'll see it in real life, how it's supposed to look. That's how much I applied. And now I'm just going to wait for it to dry. So dancey dance. Make sure it's dry. Because it should be tacky. It shouldn't be like sopping wet, but it also shouldn't be like too little to the point where, you know, it's not going to go on your eye. So just making sure it's nice and dry. I'm blowing on it. Don't do this. You're going to put bacteria in your eyes. I don't know why I do the things I do. Again, this is how I do my makeup. So you can skip certain steps if you want to. But anyway, so I'm putting that on my eye. I do not recommend doing it with tweezers. Oh my God, you're going to stab your eyes out. Yes, do it with your fingers instead. Do use the other end of the tweezers like I'm about to do and press them in, because that can't hurt you, right? One time I was putting the lashes on with my tweezers with the pointed end and I stabbed my eye. I literally cut my eyelid. It was so painful. As you can tell, I didn't really learn my lesson, but I just press and press like that. Make sure that they're fused. That's why I put mascara on and didn't really wait too long, because it gets a little tacky. So that way you can like fuse them together. Looks a little more cohesive. Looks a little great. All right. And then I'm going to do my other eye. So there's the before and after, by the way. Do my other eye and I'll be right back with the rest. All right. The finishing touches. So off camera, I did both of my eyes, lower lashes, with the same Morphe mascara. And then I did my inner corners with the ColourPop Flexitarian highlight with a little teeny brush, just a pencil brush that I got from my beauty school before we closed down. Sad times, but I did that, and then I did the CoverGirl lip balm. This came with the 24-hour top coat. I've had that probably forever. Like, my grandma showed me the red one when it first came out, but this was the nude shade it came with. And now I'm using the NYX Professional lip liner in the shade Sandstorm. And I'm just outlining my lips with it, you know, just like that. Kind of wish that I would have waited for the lip balm to sink in, because it was like a little slick. But, you know, it is what it is. I'm just making sure, you know, just looks cute. It just adds a little more definition to the lips. Sometimes I skip this step. I don't know. I feel cute. Now, the Fenty Beauty lip gloss. I love this lip gloss. This was actually the first lip gloss that Fenty ever came out with. I really love it. It's this perfect like honey pink. It smells like vanilla. It's so juicy, so nice, not sticky at all. I could talk for hours as if Rihanna was paying me to talk about this lip gloss. But slather that all over your lips. Make sure they look nice and juicy, you know. Not much to it. Don't really like lipstick too much, but gloss is my favorite. And here we are. We're done. This is the final face. This is my Zoom call at-home photo shoot look I normally go for. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm so sorry if it was a mess, but have a good day. Bye-bye.